Welcome to Mathematical Minutes with Dr. Rhonda Fitzgerald, where we strive to give you understanding to mathematical concepts in minutes. So today we'll talk about function notation and what that actually is. Here we want to strive to have an equation and represent it in function notation. So let's look at something. Let's look at the equation. Let's say y is equal to 2x plus 5. So I have a simple equation. Now, let's turn this into function notation. And we learned some time ago that we can replace y with f of x. That y is the same thing as f of x. So we can replace that. So I'm going to write my function now as f of x equals 2x plus 5. So we've named our function, our equation, f of x is equal to 2x plus 5. Now this is function notation. All right, this is now function notation. This is now we can easily substitute a value of x and evaluate the function at that value. So I'll say that again. I could substitute any value for x, replace it in the equation, and evaluate my function at that value. One of the things I do typically like to do, I tell my students all the time, let's represent our f blank. So I like to make placeholders. So what do I mean when I call f blank? It just simply says wherever you see an x, just put an empty set of parentheses. So let's use my f blank notation. So I'm going to f parentheses equals 2 parentheses plus 5. So all you see that I did, wherever I saw an x, I just put a blank parentheses. Right, I'm renaming this, and this is what I like to call f blank. And what is it that I want to do here? Now this is very easy in function notation. What if I wanted to find the value of f of 2? Well, I can just plug in a 2 there. What if I wanted to find the value of f of a? I can simply put an a in there. Right, and what if I wanted to find anything in that form? We see that all I did was plug the value into the parentheses. So we're actually going to go through and do this, but this is why I like to represent my f blank. So let's move forward. So now I actually want to find the value f of 2. Well, what all this says to do is to rewrite this side, 2 blank plus 5. And in this case, since I'm looking for f of 2, I'm just going to put a 2 in my parentheses. And what does this actually equal? Well, 2 times 2 is 4 plus 5, which is a value of 9. So here, f of 2 is equal to 9. f of 2 is equal to 9. And I can actually write that as a coordinate. My x is 2. My y, the output variable, is 9. Value is 9. So I could actually even write this as 2, 9 as a coordinate. Now, let's move forward. What if I wanted to find the value, same function, I want to find the value f of a, So this is one that I've written before as well. So once again, to find f of a, all I want to do is write this side of my f blank down. So that's 2 blank plus 5. 2 blank plus 5. And I'm just going to plug in whatever in the parentheses here. We're looking for f of a. So that's that. This value is 2a plus 5. It's really that simple. Use our f blank notation and then plug in. Now, let's look at what if I wanted to find the value of something that looks a little bit more complicated. What if I wanted to find the value of f of x plus h? Now let's use the same strategy that we've been using, right? We're using the same function. So once again, I'm just going to copy down this side of my notation, right? So that's 2 parentheses plus 5. However, to find f of x plus h, it's just telling me that I want to plug in a x plus h in the parentheses. Now we see that if we distribute my 2 to simplify it, then we'll have the answer that we're looking for. So when I simplify this answer, we see that f of x plus h is equal to 2x plus 2h plus 5. And that would be the final answer of f of x plus h for the given function. So this is function notation and how we can evaluate things in function notation. So once again, I take my original function, I substitute f of x if it's not already written in this form. So now we have f of x is equal to 2x plus 5. My very next step, which is a very important step, is to write my placeholder, which is what I call f blank. I like to write my placeholder notation or my f blank notation. And here is where I put a set of parentheses wherever we see x. And from there, we're just recopying that and plugging in whatever is in our parentheses to set up our notation. And so here you have function notation and how to evaluate functions using function notation. Thank you.